when we are simplifying an expression, we want to follow these rules to help us get through these different steps. So the first one is parentheses, which will sometimes look like the regular parentheses you remember. Sometimes it'll look like a bracket. Sometimes it'll look like a squiggle. And there's also these little invisible groups. Like you might see 2 plus 3 on the top of a fraction. And that is a little group too, because you have to do those before you can keep going in your fraction. So parentheses and groups, exponents, and then multiplying and dividing. Multiplying and dividing are from left to right together. You don't do multiplying first and dividing second. Multiplying and dividing are really the same operation. They're just inverses of each other. And so you want to do all the multiplying and dividing from left to right, and then all the adding and subtracting from left to right. Let's see what this looks like. So we're going to start by looking for parentheses and groups. I don't see any parentheses and groups in this one. So now I'm looking for exponents, which remember an exponent looks like a power, those little ones up in a superscript up top. Don't see any of those. So now I'm going to look for multiplying and dividing. I see 2 instances of multiplying and dividing, and I'm going to make sure to do them from left to right. So first I'm going to do 5 times 3, and then I'm going to do 8 divided by 2. Everything else we're just going to keep the same and bring on down. And now we can do our adding and subtracting again from left to right. So first I'm going to do 17 minus 15 is 2. And then I can do 2 plus 4 is 6. Now, there's a famous version of this that got written about a lot a couple of years ago because it was, a meme on the internet of people disagreeing about what the correct answer to this problem, and there's other similar ones that popped up too, but disagreeing about what the answer to this is. So I just want to look at it real quick and tell you why this is so confusing to people. First of all, this is not a clearly written problem. So when you are sitting down in a math class and reading, well-written problems, this has ambiguity in it, and a well-written problem shouldn't be confusing like this. But let's write it out and see what it looks like. So it's 8 divided by 2. There's a missing little, it is there. We know that when you have a number right next to a parentheses, that's a little times 2 plus 2. So the first thing we want to do is inside the parentheses, right? We're going to do that group. So 2 plus 2 is 4. And then we have the part where everyone loses their mind. So we have 8 divided by 2 times 4. And some people read PEMDAS and forget that multiplying and dividing is one step together. So they first multiply 2 times 4 and then do the dividing. But remember that the steps are multiplying and dividing from left to right. So the first thing we have to do is 8 divided by 2, which is 4. Bring down the rest, and then we're going to multiply 4 times 4 to get 16. A lot of people thought the answer was 1 because, like I said, they're doing that 2 times 4 first before they did the 8 divided by 2. And obviously, as you can see, you would get a different answer when you do that. So you have to make sure you're careful as you go through PEMDAS. That multiplying and dividing left to right is the most common mistake that I see.